Where did Jackie Paper go? And why did he stop playing with Puff? When I was in the 2nd grade, I was privileged enough to be given the opportunity to do lots of after-school activities. I can still remember my schedule. 4 days a week, I had something to do or somewhere to go. Piano lessons, horseback riding lessons, ballet, and CCD. At the end of the year, when it came time to re-up, I told my mother, next year, I just want to play. As it so happened, the next year would be my 3rd grade year and my all-time favorite. I played and played. My 4th grade year would prove radically different. We moved to a new town, in a new state, and I soon found myself getting back to busyness. My mother would often remind me, remember the time you quit everything and just wanted to play? What blessing was my year in 3rd grade. Something in me stirred as a young girl, and I listened to it. And what a blessing that my mother listened to it. She allowed me to return. I needed that year, that whole year, to return again to who I was and what I was and where I was. I loved school, but when school was over, it was time to play. When I wasn't reading a book of my choosing, I might be playing Barbies or outside in the woods or riding my bike with a friend. I might choose to write a story of my own or learn a new card game with my granny who was visiting. I might bake some chocolate chip cookies with little to no adult supervision. I might be making new friendships while deepening old ones. I had time for play and the blessed freedom of choice. What a blessing that I was supported to take a sabbatical from formal extracurricular instruction so that I could spend a whole year in Honolulu. A whole year of unstructured afternoons during which I could develop my own sense of meaning of the world through my own intrinsic motivation. In his groundbreaking book from 2008, Play, How It Shapes the Brain, Opens the Imagination, and Invigorates the Soul, developmental psychologist Stuart Brown names 7 properties of play. That it is apparently purposeless, voluntary, there is an inherent attraction to the activity, there is a freedom from time, there's a diminished consciousness of self, improvisational potential, and the continuation of desire. Essentially, though secular in nature, Brown's book makes a case for not only how play is essential in our cognitive development, but also how it has the potential to keep our very souls alive throughout our entire life journey. So where did Jackie Paper go when he left Honolulu? Did he keep playing with those other toys, or did he perish? And what about Puff? In this complicated, busy, messy world, I ask you, who among you plays? Let me start with the children who are here. Anyone under 18, let's say. Who here likes to play? Raise your hand. Awesome. How about the adults now? Would you say that you like to play? Great. Well, let me give you all a moment to close your eyes and take a few breaths in and out. Do a little meditation. I want you to imagine a free afternoon. There is nothing planned. Adults, this may mean that you had something planned, but it unexpectedly got canceled. Imagine that you have gotten an inordinate amount of sleep lately, in the past couple of weeks, and you are fully rested and awake. Now I want you to imagine that suddenly you hear a voice inside your head telling you, take hold of your thread. Touch it. Now, says the voice, I want you to make a choice about how you will spend your afternoon, but it must be playful. What will you choose to do? Anything you want. Something that gives you pleasure and delight. Something that will help you lose track of time. This playful activity is not attached to a goal or a purpose or an achievement of any kind. Make a choice to play and open yourself up to a sense of flow. Make a choice to play and open yourself to the divine. You may open your eyes. Now I want you to turn to someone, hopefully of a different age, and share what you chose to do. And if you're not sitting close to anyone, just talk to the air. No. Whoever's close enough to share with. Look around and when you made that choice, whether you are an adult or a child, you were holding your thread. When we play, we are holding our threads. We are holding our most precious and universal divine spark. We are holding our human dignity. When we flow with peace and love, it's as if we are truly one with the universe. Sadly, and perhaps not surprisingly, play is endangered in our world. Jackie Paper came no more. We are busy, busy, busy. And now our children are increasingly busy as well. Gone are the days of unstructured afternoons. We avoid boredom like the plague. Connected 24/7 with digital technology, we never stop. We are addicted to filling all empty space with activity of one sort or another. And at what spiritual cost? In Judeo-Christian tradition, the anciently prescribed solution to the spiritual dilemma of busyness was the institution of the Sabbath in the Ten Commandments. Says the Rabbi Abraham Heschel, the leading Jewish scholar on the Sabbath, quote, "It is a day in which we abandon our plebeian pursuits and reclaim our authentic state, in which we may partake of a blessedness in which we are what we are, regardless of whether we are learned or not, of whether our career is a success or a failure. It is a day of independence of social conditions. It is because the seventh day is a mine where spirit's precious metal can be found with which to construct a palace in time, a dimension in which the human is at home with the divine, a dimension in which man aspires to approach the likeness of the divine." Imagine, now, a worship service in which we are at home with the divine. Imagine a worship service as a dimension in which we might aspire to approach the likeness of the divine. Might this be a worship service that includes play? In her 1991 book, Something More, nurturing your child's spiritual growth. The therapist, Jean Grosso Fitzpatrick, posits that play is a child's prayer. Somehow our children come knowing how to play if we will only get out of the way and let them show us. So they come knowing how to pray as well. Let them remind us. For when we witness to genuine play, we are witnessing to transcendent prayer, says Grosso. To pray is to recognize consciously the presence of the sacred within and beyond self. It is willingly opening the heart to life at its deepest source. It is to know how to live from moment to moment with the trust and wonder of a child. What we think of as child's play is actually a portal to divinity. When we play, genuinely play, we beckon a primal, universal dignity that exists in every being. Therefore, when we integrate the playful spirit in our worship service, we are calling upon that which is holy within our community. Next week, as we move into the theme of joy, we will invite that spirit of play into our weekly worship service by inviting each of you to play at 8 different play to pray stations that will be positioned around the sanctuary under the arches. You will have the choice to experience different modes of prayer, from playing with blessing blocks, to tying knots, to placing wishing beads in a glass bowl. These stations will remain in our sanctuary, and you will be invited during future services to make a choice of how you would like to pray. The stations may evolve over time, but the choice to play and pray will remain. Has anyone seen Jackie Paper? Let's call to him now. Let's beckon his return. Help me. I'm going to ask you now to help me and call out, repeating after me, echo after me. Jackie, where are you?
Jackie, where are you?
Return again.
Return again.
Come and play.
Come and play.
Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Jackie Paper, please return again. You don't ever let go of your thread, Jackie Paper. Return again to play with Puff. This is my prayer. May it be so.